curbs or anything like that. The checkered flag is out, so Michi Hoyer and Rob will not improve from where they are right now. B-Roy's gone across the line to get 16th place, but that guy Vince is approaching now with these new soft tyres on, getting this Red Bull up towards the top end. It would be a magical thing for the Red Bulls to be 1 and 2 in this race. Could they achieve it at the end of qualifying? Not at the end of qualifying 1, they can't, because it is 7th place for them. That is then Infratic up to 15th as well. Vince then 7th rather, I should say. Perya is out there at the moment in P13, but hasn't come across the line to finish just yet. They're going super slow through the castle section though, so I doubt they're going to set a quick time this time. Tom 97 is the car just behind them, of course. They've been in a bit of a trickier spot we could see earlier on, the hard tyres, and they're so slow. They're not going to be improving at all, so now the onus is on the drivers behind them to improve, and certainly B-Roy's not going to do that. Is Jess Games out there, Jess Gamer I should say, out there at the moment with a decent time? Well, Dave Gaming is coming up to the line now. Will they be able to improve at all in the Haas? Will they be able to make Gunther Steiner proud on the weekend after he's been announced to be sacked from the Haas F1 team? No, he doesn't. It's still P16 for Dave Gaming. That means El Tacoman will be the sole remaining Haas into the next part of qualifying, and the same for Infratic at Ferrari, because Jess does not manage to get themselves up into the top 15, which means that Tom 97, by the skin of their teeth, manages to make it through into Q2.
Naturally now with the cars back on track, it's now time for Q2, and this is where we get rid of yet another 5 cars, and one has already been dispatched because we've lost Infratic. He's got terminal damage.
Across the line goes Michi Hoyer, does not improve. Across the line now will come Perya, and they just scrape their way into the top 10. That bumps Curbs out, and Adam Sanderson improves as well. They've jumped up ahead of Curbs, up into P11, so sadly not enough for them to go from F2 into F1 into Q3, but it's been a very good effort from them regardless, as Rob comes across the line, does not improve their position at all, still in P5 for the AlphaTauri driver. Tom has gone into the pit, so not finish out their lap, so 141.0 is what then maintains, and I must apologise because Michi did not, in fact, fail to improve. They were just starting their lap just before the clock ran out. So we've still got some potential there for them to go ahead and get that sorted. So let's wait and see what their times are looking at as they come across the end of this second sector. But up towards the line now, we see Dirk has abandoned the lap. So P9 currently. So we'll jump back to Michi Hoyer. I think that given that Tacoman is finished, Adam and Curbs, to all intents and purposes, are finished, even if Michi manages to jump Dirk here, I think Dirk is through and safe. The question, though, is going to be, what happens to GB68? One of those drivers that we thought might have a chance at this one could potentially be out if Michi Hoyer's got a decent lap in them here. It's going to need to be a lot, though. About 6-7 tenths improvement is going to be required. They might have the slightest of toes up in front here, coming from the car in front of them, as M-Sky-Z sets a new fastest time at the top of the timesheets. And so let's wait and see then. Up to the line goes the Mercedes of Michi Hoyer. What's it going to be? And it's not enough! GB makes it through by just half a tenth of a second, less than half a tenth of a second. And that then sees them through. The Mercedes cars down in P11 and P12. Baku has not been a happy hunting ground for Mercedes Grand Prix in the last couple of years in the real world, and that seems, George, to be the case here in Creator Series as well. Phil4U number 1 has said that Tom is 7 tenths up. And if they are that far up the order, then that is going to be a time in the 39s, which would be remarkable and great to see. But I think that all of the Red Bull fans are going to have their hearts aching after that particular lap time. And so all he thinks about going in the pits. And he goes across the line. It is a 39! What a sensational lap from Tom 97. A 139.7 there. Fantastic way to round out their qualifying as Rob comes across the line for P5 here, George.
Premier result. Nogueira now looking to try and improve. Has improved in the second sector. Looking to try and find something a little extra here in sector 3 to improve from 9th. Great chance that he could do that as he now crosses the line 4th fastest for Nogueira and manages to pitch himself higher than GB68, who did improve emphatically on his initial time, especially in that first sector. Zavso is still yet to register an official time. The first 2 sectors are certainly looking dialed in. Aston Martin could yet get 2 cars in the top 6. Could Zavso do that here on this occasion. No, he can't. 7th fastest here at this point, but they are here in tandem, 6 and 7 together. Tom, though, goes higher than both of them. He goes 6th fastest and represents Alpine now, but his teammate still occupying that P1 place by over half a second clear of Dirk Chocolate down at the back, as Peya now makes his way towards the line. Of course, this not being a representative run, of course, he's going to finish on the checkered flag in 10th place. Tom 97, what a stellar showing, a 1:39.756 to register the fastest lap we have seen in qualifying altogether. We have not seen a single driver operate in the 130s, but Tom 97 has achieved that feat. Hard to have broken though, but Dirk Chocolate, what a performance, Dan. It was incredible, wasn't it? He's managed to achieve a 2nd row start. As all 5 lights are lit here at Baku. Now, usually this is the point where I say it's pedal to the metal, and it certainly is. It is go, 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 go. Tom 97 takes the early lead. M-Sky Z in 2nd. Can't quite find the inside line. Contact between the 2 Red Bulls. In behind as well. Plenty of other cars lined up. GB68 now going wheel to wheel with Noiguera. Zapso in the mix as well. Infrate getting a reasonable start. Peya as well. Michi Hoyer has gained a place too as Tom 97 makes his way down towards turn 3. And look down the inside from Dirk Chocolate. He's looking venomous on the back of M-Sky Z, as you'd expect, because he's on the soft tyres. And Curbs is out.
Curbs out already, and that then is a safety car. As we get back to the action then, green flags are a-flying, and Dirk Chocolate and that guy Vince have swapped places here. Now, whether that's an intentional swap or just the act of combat between the cars, I'm not entirely certain, but Vince is looking racy, tucked in behind M-Sky Z here.
As now we see them nose to tail heading down through towards turn 1. An opening of the door here for that guy Vince, who goes for the move for 2nd place. Wheel to wheel they go. Maya get the overlap as well and run into Tom 97. 2 for the price of 1. He's on for the race lead. Inside line though for Tom 97, who fights back, and round goes M-Sky Z. Last week's race winner. He is spun heading through turn 1, and that'll hurt, Dan. Yeah, they do. Tom 97 still leading the way, but that DRS is going to help here. That guy Vince, he makes his way down through towards turn 1, and indeed he's going to open up the door heading through as we take a very picturesque look. The helicopter cam showing us exactly the strength of that line speed from that guy Vince. He takes the long way round against Tom 97, who once again defends and allows his teammate Tom to go on the attack. P2 up for questions. The Alpine squeezes through inside the apex. Again, the rear wings open. That guy Vince still though retaining his place in 2nd by a hair's breadth. A mere front wing and a nose cone is all his holding position, with Tom now going up the inside as well as that of his teammate. The Alpine's putting a wall across the circuit, but Tom now takes 2nd. Alpine assault here in lap 4 of 51. A stellar showing on this lap 7 heading in towards lap 8. Just look at him, near enough pushing Dirk along. Doesn't even need turn 1 to exercise an overtake. He'll take it now and drag his teammate in as well. Contact between Dirk and Dirk. Goodness me. Not only they're making contact with Zapso, very nearly taking Rob in the sister AlphaTauri car. Of course, they're all part of the Red Bull family, but the 2 Astons moving up in tandem, and Rob also with a chance to levy himself up into 6th place.
And so too, interestingly, goes Safso. Now, Safso then started on those medium tyres you can see there on the Aston Martin.
Safety car.
Oh, a safety car, I see. Right, okay, what on earth has caused that? We've got Beaver Sama out of the race. The Aston of Safso comes out, has jumped that guy Vince in the pits as well, onto a set of, if I just take a look over here on my other screen, looks to be a set of hard tyres, I think. Oh, goodness gracious. Vern Myland at least are looking in his mirrors every once in a while. Goodness gracious, what on earth has happened there? But apart from that, it's not been all that dramatic of a race from a sort of an incidents perspective. We have had some incidents and other bits and pieces. And and Adam Sanderson's retired from the session. Dear oh dear, I don't know what's ended up happening there.
That's terminal damage as well. There's been a crash by the looks of it.
Oh yeah, you can see some sprinkling of parts on the exit of the corner there. It's, I think that Adam's disintegrated, and that's all that remains of the car. Oh dear.
Of course, not Tom 97, that is. It is, in fact, THOMB who's going to get us underway. We're going to hit pedal to the metal for the second time in this race now. Tom takes us down towards turn one. The pit window has indeed opened, but the strategy has indeed changed. Tom 97 trying to defend against that guy Vince in third. B-Roy's retired. B-Roy has retired at the restart, so unfortunately a headache for the AlphaTauri team. Still no signs of a safety car again, but we are yellow in the first sector. Tom though leads with Tom 97 in second. That guy Vince in third. Safso down in fourth as well. GB68, no safety car this time, as now we see Peya and Noigueira now fighting it out for P11 right now. They're fighting tooth and nail in the middle sector now as they pile on through Peya, trying to retain that 11th place. Noigueira losing out to Peya with Michi Hoyer also in the mix as well. Robin P10 as they make their way through that sector 2 now in towards sector 3 soon enough. It's Tom who leads. Tom 97 remaining in second, but look at Michi Hoyer all over the back of Noigueira.
It's going to be that guy Vince, the driver that we thought would be able to get going pretty quickly after this restart, has done so even before the DRS activation point, we won't see for another couple of laps just yet. They have got that Red Bull past the Alpine of Tom 97, and now they go chasing after the other Alpine of Tom, but they're going to have that ever so slight toe compared to the other car, and now then they need to get their elbows out, because before they got shoved off the track by Tom 97 and lost out on the potential race lead, and it seems to have happened once again here. They need to pinch Tom a bit more to the inside, I think, and it looks like they have done so, but it looks as though Tom 97 has gotten a great exit out of there, and their teammate is boxing in the Red Bull. They're not allowing the Red Bull past their teammate, and now that it's all go barreling down into the next corner, it's so tight, so close, but I think that the opportunity has come here for the Red Bull, because now then on traction they should be able to get by. No, now the Aston Martin's involved as well. That's GB68 trying to get the move done. They've got the move done. They're all the way around the outside of that guy Vince. Brilliant bit of racecraft from GB there, just taking advantage, and like we saw in Silverstone last season when he replicated that there goes Hamilton move, or through goes Hamilton move, through goes GB as it was back then, he's been able to pull off a great opportunistic pass through a part of the set you don't usually see overtaking get done.
This time the DRS will become handy for GB68, who goes on the attack here on Tom 97, and Aston Martin, who were nowhere near the front prior to the safety car, are now looking to try and launch a charge, and certainly wheel to wheel they go. DRS enabled, late on the brakes goes Tom 97 through turn 1, defending the place. Inside line they draw swords together through towards turn 2, outside now for GB68. Once again the wall of Alpine is now literally on display as they look to fend off the Aston Martin. I tell you what, once again blocking off the car in third place. What tactics, Dan? Initially in P2, but has now dropped down to fourth. But nevertheless, remember, he was back further. Oh, that guy Vince, unfortunately, is retired from the session, so it's bad to worse. He has dropped into the pit lane, but I know that he's been struggling, I believe, with net issues at this stage. His own stream incidentally crashing, unfortunately, so that's the end of play for that guy Vince and Red Bull. Whereas they were looking so strong at the beginning of the race, it is literally all fallen apart with that guy Vince retiring and Dirk Chocolate at the tail end of the field. Lots of twists and turns happening further down. GB actually losing more time because Michi Hoyer is now wheel to wheel with him as well. DRS now open. They're going to go three wide down the straight as Rob now looks to come in to join the fight as GB68, a safety car has been declared. So there we are. The castle section has certainly retired another car, and as I'm seeing it out on track, surely not. I'm not quite sure what had happened, but I believe that Zach RC has retired from the race. I believe that was the latest one to retire. I believe so, finishing in 15th on our timing screen. And yes, it is. Zach RC in the castle section has led to a safety car here at Baku once again. And a lifeline has been presented to the Aston Martins, to Infratic and M-Sky Z. It's not all said and done for Alpine yet here, Dan. Yeah, interesting to note as well that the Astons are very wary of Dirk Chocolate in behind, saying that he was cooking as they hit pedal to the metal for the third time in this race. Tom 97 still at the head of the field, but Tom has now taken the lead away from his teammates then into turn one. In fact, they are going to swap places, in fact, go wheel to wheel and try and put the wall up again against the cars in behind. M-Sky Z in third, just watching this all unfold as well. Tom now takes the absolute lead heading through turn three, or turn two, should I say, heading down towards turn three. Now they're going to run wheel to wheel on the escape, but MSkyZ might have just found his opportunity, found his chance here, and now going defensive is Tom97 to try and negate the attack. As now MSkyZ's got to take the long way round. The place has been fought back and defended, and now Infratic, fed up of watching him behind, also looking for the overtake as well, and Tom has left the session.
Tell you what, the one who's really under discomfort now is going to be the two Alpines. No longer can they work together because now Tom97 is out of the session to all intents and purposes. They might be able to rejoin soon, but if they do, / when they do, they're going to be in a very, very compromised state. And you can see then that the AI is fighting hard, trying to get those other cars to stay behind, but it's just not working. They've lost 2 positions in turn number 1. That puts SkyZ back up into P2, and now they've got a 2.5 second gap to clamp down on Tom. And Tom, of course, no longer has their wingman.
Yeah, and Tom is exposed here at this point as well, as now we see Tom97's car going defensive inside line for GB68 as he now tucks it through. Here at turn 3, opens up the door. Safso looking to join him as well. Wheel to wheel, in comes the House of Dave Gaming. Also looking to try and move up. Tom's AI now really causing chaos, as now we see Michi Hoyer as well taking full advantage. It's absolute carnage, chaos. You've seen it here first.
So there we are then. We've got a virtual safety car all of a sudden. Just as Tom97 comes back into the field, we now have a virtual safety car. That's not going to bunch the field back up together or anything like that, but it does provide us a moment of calm, of panic and things like that.
As now we have the DRS enabled here at this point now, and Pei are on the attack against Tom97 as they run wheel to wheel again, so close to the wall in fact, coming out of turn 1. And Payer, I think, counts himself a little lucky in that case as Tom97 ruthlessly tries to defend the place as now they power their way down through towards the next left once again. Payer back on the attack, this time with the DRS opened up this time around. Wheel to wheel they stay, and now this time Payer with that inside line should be able to use it to his very own advantage. And then a McLaren with a nose in front, at least for now, this time with Tom holding the inside line. They're going to again run wheel to wheel through towards the next left and right. Is he going to squeeze down the inside here, Payer? He will. He'll leave it hanging, but Tom97 firing it back through, and El Taco Man is now going to run wheel to wheel with Payer this time.
Yeah, and there's contact there between the pair of them. Payer just turns in. It's one of these things that's a little bit frustrating in terms of the racecraft that's going on between these drivers, because sometimes you get some beautiful action like we see with Tom and Tom97 earlier on, working as that cohesive unit to make sure that they couldn't let another car past.
As now we see the cars head through the latter pass on this lap. GB68 now going for the move for third. Here this time around with the DRS open, he might have a chance at perhaps attacking MSkyZ as well. Another double overtake heading in towards turn 1. Inside line for GB68. Does take P2 away, but just look at the gap between the leaders and P2. It's now stretched to 5.7 seconds. Yeah, at this point now, lap 47 to 51. Dave Gaming now making the move for third place again on Zafso wheel to wheel, but in comes MSkyZ as well. Oh, that's very close. Not quite sure what happened there, but SkyZ getting very nearly caught out, heading through towards turn 1, but still remains wheel to wheel, this time with Zafso as they now kick it up, heading through towards turn 2. Tom97 taking full advantage as well. Great move for Tom97, opportunistic, and Zafso losing out on 3 accounts, and Tom97 again making his way through round turn 3 ahead of MSkyZ, and now looking to launch an assault here on Dave Gaming. And whilst it looked like we had 2 Aston Martins on the podium, we now could have 2 Alpines on the podium. Tom, though, at the front of the order after a stellar drive. It has certainly been sensational. He is now about to take his 3rd win in the Creator Series, as well as a 33rd top 10. It's another podium for Tom the Bomb. He wins at Baku and now returns once again in Season 5 on the top step of the podium. Here again to negate MSkyZ from taking it back to back. It's Tom who wins for Alpine, and it's a double podium for Alpine as well, with Tom97 taking 3rd place. GB68 still no win to add to his record. He, though, will take yet another P2 here at Azerbaijan. Tom is your victor with GB68 in 2nd, Tom97 in 3rd place with MSkyZ in 4th, Zafso in 5th, Dave Gaming in 6th place with Infratic in 7th place, Rob finishing in 8th, Payer in 9th, Noiguera in 10th place with El Taco Man in 11th, Michi Hoyer 12th, Just Games finishing in 13th, Dirk Chocolate, it wasn't to be despite the superb efforts in qualifying. We then, of course, lost Zach RC, who unfortunately DNF'd towards the end of the race. We did lose that guy Vince, B. Roy, Adam Sanderson, Beaver Sama, and Curbs very early on.